what more valuable thing can I give you than my time? Right? What more valuable thing can we give to our kids, to each other? I mean, which of us isn't a sucker for attention, right?
This might be a little off-putting to some, but a part of me would say, show up and shut up. So to be present to someone, certainly a teacher to a student, but human to human, to be there and to listen, and to let students, in this case, know that they are heard, that they're understood, they're respected, they're accepted, no matter what they say. That seems to me has to be the starting point.
One of the brothers that I interviewed for the oral history, an octogenarian at the time, at the end of the interview, I didn't know enough to keep the camera running while this was going on. And at the end of the interview, he's sitting there and he said, Armin, I've told you things I've never told anybody in my life. And he looked up and said, I guess I was never asked.
I've found that being vulnerable with my students, crying when they cry, laughing when they laugh, just sharing a bit of my own story is the most effective. It helps to bridge this gap that there seems to be between generations to where they see me as a human being.
Touching hearts is first, and for me that's really critical, because you can evangelize, catechize all you want, but if you're not really paying attention to the person in front of you and what their needs are, then I think you're missing the boat.
When we are placing our faith in God, in a higher power, in the universe, wherever we are on our spiritual journey, we open ourselves up to possibility. And the rest of the Lasallian principles are exactly that. Possibilities, they're opportunities.
And it seems to me a person with hope can do just about anything, endure almost anything, even absence of love or balance in one's life. And so I resort to that virtue, really, and rely on the virtue of hope. Sometimes I just go to bed and sleep, and the next morning things are better. And that's not bad advice. That was actually given to me by Brother Damien Steger about 50 years ago. He said, just go to bed, it'll be better in the morning. So sometimes that's what I've done. And I also have to acknowledge at times that, there are going to be human beings, including students, who I cannot reach. And that's a humbling admission for a teacher. But it helps keep us grounded, I think, and keeps me sane in some ways by acknowledging that I'm not going to reach every person the way I wish I could.
I really have learned from people who are natural listeners, who when you're in front of, and I know maybe 5 or 6, and I'm not one of them. 5 or 6, and when you're in front of them, they drink you in, and all this other stuff that's going on, the bells, the whistles, they're just tuned into you. And I thought, wow, what a valuable gift.
I think about the early apostles, especially after Pentecost, what propelled them out? Well, it wasn't so much their faith, because they kind of already had that, as shaky as it might have been, but the zeal that they suddenly felt that was sort of epitomized by, I guess, the flames is that's that energy that propels you to go out.
I think it's really important to encourage our young people to keep asking questions. And with that honest curiosity, I think you can help them understand what it means to be a resilient person, right? You can help them understand empathy, but it all comes from their desire to know more. And then us as teachers, as people who accompany them, we help kind of foster that curiosity and the ability to ask good critical questions and the desire to want to know more.